Hello YouTube and the silver stacking community. This is Silver Rooster here, and this is my first video. So with this video I'm going to give a little background on my silver stacking and kind of just open up with this video, hoping to get some knowledge and get educated on silver stacking and the ways and some advice and tips and hints and things like that. So a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm a newbie. I did do a little bit of silver stacking back in 07, 08. Mainly American Silver Eagle, some slabbed coins. And then, I took a break, I guess the economy and things like that. So in 2017, I noticed the silver price drop. I think it was 1850 when I noticed it. I says, hey, that's kind of, a good spot, a good price. So I started probably 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I says, let me put some money back into silver and see what see what it's like out there. Kind of dusted off my old stuff I put in the closet for the past I guess it's been 10 years now, 07, 08. Excuse me. And I kind of looked what I had and said, am I doing this right? I had a lot of silver eagles. I was collecting silver eagles in slabs, NGC slabs. They were mint state. I don't really like the premiums of proof. And if I collect a mint state, if things go bad, I could at least, sell it for spot. There's a lot of premiums in proof. If you're selling just to unload your stuff at spot, you're going to lose some money in proof. So at least back then I was doing mint state coins, so I guess that was kind of on the right track. It'd be nice for silver to spike and collect some of your money back or all your money back, even make a profit. But I like silver. I enjoy it. I think the coins are great. I know there's a lot of different aspects, and we'll talk about them as we go through some of these videos, and hopefully some comments and stuff can spark some new conversations. But right now I like numismatic coins, modern numismatic coins. So I went out with a little bit of money this month and bought some coins. I kind of bought some of the world current bullion, 2017 bullions, kind of looked around. And then I said, well, I'm kind of just collecting this stuff, hoping the price goes up. I don't think I'm not one of the guys that thinks it's gonna go to 100, but it may go up a little bit. And I'm not collecting boatloads. I'm not buying mint tubes and stuff. I'm definitely not buying monster boxes. I'm buying 1-2 coins. I'm gonna set a budget monthly and kind of grow my stack slowly, which is most anybody can do. Or a lot of people can, not many people can afford to just buy monster boxes of stuff, but there's some out there, but not me. So I was kind of, just buying bullion. I started thinking about it, started looking at the YouTube community, some of the forums out there, and I'm, getting educated on this stuff. So I did come across a coin that really, I liked. So I said, let me buy that coin. Just basically I like it, and and here it is. Here's the coin that really kind of got me thinking maybe I need to do something different, and it is the bullion or BU version of the Rwanda Rooster. I just like it. It looks great. It's got the kind of the stained glass, and based on just looks alone, I said, hey, that's a nice coin. Then I started looking into it, and I found out, hey, this is the first of a series, a lunar series for Rwanda. I know they did it. They just ended the wildlife series, and I kind of looked at those coins, and I've never held one. I never put, I don't own one. So based on pictures, I'm like, that coin doesn't really look that nice to me. Maybe if I held one in my hand, I'd change my mind. But based on pictures, I'm like, it's nice, wildlife series. It's kind of a good idea, but I just didn't think it looked great. This coin, on the other hand, I think looks great. I'm excited to see the next releases. Hopefully this, I'm sure they will stay with this theme, the stained glass theme kind of thing. I think it just really is a nice looking coin. So that kind of where I, said, hey, I know some of the videos you stack what you like. If I make a profit, great. If I don't, at least I have a bunch of coins that I like. And if things go bad, at least I have a bunch of coins that I can unload at spot and don't have too much premium in them. There's some. I mean, this coin was, a few dollars over premium or a few dollars over spot. So there's a premium to this coin. But again, I like it. So researching it, I said, maybe I'll, collect a couple of them, keep one, and, if they go up, it's a first of the series. I may get a little bit of, premium out of it. I can flip it and help kind of offset the cost of my stack. So looking into it, I says, well, there's a proof version of this. And like I said earlier, I don't really like buying proofs. But I said, well, this has got, first of the series, you're in on the ground floor. Might not be a bad idea. And so I went ahead and looked for some a proof. And I was able to secure a proof. It was definitely had a premium to it. I think they originally sold for $90. I didn't pay much more over that, but I had to buy it on the secondhand market. I would love to pick up a second one. The thing I love about this coin is, low mintage of 1,000. It's a great looking coin. I know there's several videos out there. I would love to have all the proofs. And I think this will probably be the hardest one to get. I'm sure. I know with the Wildlife series, I think they were all the proofs were mintage of 1,000 too. You can get some on the secondary market. The premiums aren't, too much. I don't think it was wildly popular. This has the potential of being popular because it's a great looking coin. I would love to pick up a second one. Once again, kind of you get that second coin to offset my stack price. Keep one, sell one. That kind of goes into the coin flipping. I don't think there are huge profits in flipping. I know that, pandas, flip nice, but I kind of worried about, Chinese coins, and, there are a lot of fakes out there from what I'm seeing in the community. The Lunar series from Australia is very popular. But you buy coins when they come out, you hold them for a few years, and how much are you really making on them? $10, $20. I'm sure there are some good ones out there. If you look at the history, there are ones with the lower mintages, you get a little more out of them. And if I can do that, if I could pick up two of each, flip them in a few years later, keep one and flip one, just kind of offset the the price of my stack. So I think I'm gonna this is my introduction. I think I'm gonna wrap it up with this. This is the coin that kind of really got me interested, and I'm really looking for feedback from the community. Advice and comments. So again, Silver Rooster. This is kind of that. This is where I got my name as I'm starting off into this. See where it goes, and rely heavily on the community and the forum. So thank you, YouTube. We'll talk again.